Welcome your MC for the night. It's Steve Hansen, everybody. Steve Hansen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. You excited to hear some comedy? All right, I'll let you hear some after I'm done telling jokes. So, I decided to try stand-up comedy when I realized that I cared more about making my wife laugh than about making her come. I'm just being honest. I got like 5 books on how to write jokes and not a single map to the G-spot. She didn't think it was funny either. And now I got 2 things I'm not successful at. All right, so I just had my first heart attack recently. I know that may come as a surprise to you because I look like I'm on number 3 or 4. My diet had a lot to do with it. I ate too many cheeseburgers from this place called Five Guys. By round of applause, have any of you ever eaten there? Five Guys? Yeah. If you're wondering who those 5 guys are, they're 4 pallbearers and a gravedigger. They need to make their receipts bigger in that place so you can fit your whole suicide note on. But heart disease runs in my family because no one in my family runs. On occasion, you will see me do a 20-yard sprint if the pizza guy's at the front door. But what happened to me is I was at work and I started feeling chest pains. I went to the emergency room, they gave me an EKG and said, oh, you're having a heart attack. So they rushed me up to this catheter lab. Now, when I got to the catheter lab, the first person I saw, was a minister. I said, wow, you guys are really planning ahead. Where's the guy with the headstone catalog? So a doctor comes in and he says, you got a blocked artery, and he puts in a stent. Now, while he did this, I was laying on a table, awake, watching an image of my heart in real time on a monitor because they put a camera in me. So I said, hey doc, how's my heart look? He said, you have the heart of a 35-year-old who died when he was 30. So from there, they sent me down, gave me a room to this, in this cardiac care unit, and they put these electrodes on my chest. Now, they did this so that the nurses out of the nursing station could watch a heart monitor that showed my heart rate, my breathing rate, and the electrical waveforms of my heart. Now listen, you gotta be very careful when you're in the hospital with these electrodes on your chest. If you do decide to go ahead and masturbate, be prepared for a SWAT team of nurses to come barreling through the door at a pretty inconvenient moment. That heart monitor is gonna tell them when you're getting to the good part. So if pleasuring yourself in the cardiac care unit is important to you, I'd recommend 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. That's shift change for the nurses, so no one's watching the heart monitors and you can go to town without getting interrupted, even if your heart monitor starts looking like Pinocchio's polygraph. That was a literary reference. Pinocchio was a well-acknowledged liar, and thus we could expect his polygraph to have been quite active. Okay, not a lot of readers in here tonight. That's fine. So I'm doing a lot better now, thanks for not asking. I had a stress test yesterday, and I scored between air traffic controller and bomb squad technician. All right, let me tell you something. It's a really good thing I'm married because this heart attack didn't do anything to enhance my market value. I mean, I hear about these online dating stories. It's horrible. You see what women want, you know? I want a man who's financially secure, physically fit, attractive, generous, good with kids, good with pets, and a good listener. I read that and I go, wow, he sounds terrific. You should definitely build him. He doesn't exist in nature, but with the right set of power tools and a good team of engineers, who knows what's possible? As for me, I'm a 48-year-old US citizen who weighs 285 pounds. If I put that data into Match.com, it's going to say that my ideal mate is a hooker with an expired green card. So, my wife and I have a lot of pets. We have a lot of messed up and weird pets. We have a cat who has eye herpes. He has herpes in his eye. I said, listen, you got to start practicing safe sex. Next time, wear goggles. It got me thinking, you know, what's the appropriate time frame in a relationship for introducing eye play? I think you want to hold off till the 3rd or 4th date. I think you want to know a relationship's heading somewhere before you put your vision at risk. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I guess you guys disagree. Well, I understand now why these cats are nocturnal. It's because they're hiding all their deviant sexual practices under cover of darkness. I like you. I like you. The rest of you have a hell of a lot of work to do, but I like this one over here. We all have deviant, kinky cats. I like that. So I got another cat who has 3 legs, and I have a black lab who has 5. For those of you who are still crunching the numbers on that one, that 5th leg's a penis, and that's a big dick joke. My wife called me at work one day and said, honey, there was a black lab walking around the neighborhood. He didn't have any ID, so I brought him home. And then she says this, and honey, he has a really big dick. When my wife mentioned the size of this dog's penis, I was troubled by the level of enthusiasm in her voice. I said, listen, that's a stereotype. Not all black dogs have big dicks. All right, well, this one did, so we kept him. And I said, should I just move into the guest room now, or do you and the dog want to talk it over? He has a way of looking at me, like he knows this is bigger. You know? Which is bullshit, because I've never shown him mine, not even once. Right? My wife obviously said something. I'll give you an idea what I mean, all right? He's a retriever, that's what a black lab is. I throw him toys, he brings them back, and he drops them so I can pick them up. But when I go to pick up the toy, he snatches it away from me. A dog with a smaller dick would never do that. That's a big dick move. He's obviously so confident that he's more well hung than I am that he's punking me. Now, I'm sorry if I seem a little grumpy about this, but I'm not sleeping well in the guest room. Okay, well that's going to do it for my particular bit of individual hilarity. Thank you.